What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. If you guys are new, subscribe. If you enjoy, well then give it a dang thumbs up for your boy and for you guys, because we all like to be liked. That didn't make sense. Today I'm here at Lusso Auto Spa and Design. They do all sorts of crazy stuff, and we might low-key be planning something. You don't know, you know what I mean? Because I know, right? So I don't have to tell you guys by law. We were already in Vegas, so we decided to stop by, and they have a little surprise for us for today's video, which I'm sure you guys probably saw in the title. But yes, we are going to be driving a fully built Novitec Urus today, or if you're from Europe, an Urus. I'm probably never gonna say that again, but I'm super excited. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna meet them, say what's up. I'll show you guys a little around their cool building. Well guys, we did a bad thing. By we, I mean I didn't know, technically, and maybe he had mentioned that they had a new location, I don't know. I went to their old location, and where I was previous was much closer to their new location. So now I had to drive all the way to their old location and then kind of way over to, so we're gonna go to their new location. That doesn't look anything like what I just showed you. And I'm guessing it's probably way bigger and cooler too. So, on our way. Cool. So this is looking a little more like where we're supposed to be here, huh? Hey guys, look, you have an M2 purple with my wheels, but their headlights are yellow and their calipers are green. I could go without the headlights, but let's see some cars. We're here with my friend Josh. How you doing? In their giant little factory looking place here. We got a new RS5 over here. We got whatever. That is you. Yeah, I don't know if you could jump into there. Instead of boring you guys talking, we're gonna go into some nice car shots or some cool stuff hiding in here. We're gonna find what's hiding, and then we're gonna go in the Urus, go cruise around. Lusso, thank you guys. Wait. Before we get into that, welcome to Driven by Jordan. I gotta butt in here for a quick second because two of my favorite Porsche colors are right next to each other, and in this light, inside light, looks so good. And then I also have to talk about how good the Speedster is. You guys know I love my Porsches. Right here is a Voodoo Blue paint to sample Speedster. I feel like on the Speedster it doesn't even matter because they were just so custom built with so many cars being CXX, so many being paint to sample, but still, I've yet to see one in person that's Voodoo Blue. Maybe not even seen a photo of a Voodoo Blue one. Has carbon ceramics, buckets, carbon interior with even some Voodoo Blue options, CXX I'm guessing, on the interior itself. And then over here we have a 992 in Carmine Red, and these cars just look so good next to each other. On camera it doesn't do it justice. This actually kind of gets justice done to it on camera, but this is just not the same as it is in person. It is a much deeper, darker blue in person. Absolutely stunning. Over here we have an SQ8 Gallardo. I don't know if that's just a cool wrapped V12 Vantage or what, but I can't really see it on the lift. It actually looks really good. And they just have so many beautiful things in here, especially this RV. I'm kidding, I don't know RVs. So they're telling me that this is like one of the best suspensions you can get in the market, and it'll, oh, you can adjust it 13 inches. Oh my God. Wait, babe, come here. Go stand next to it.
There's no wheels and tires yet. So
I see that. Ignore the wheels. Oh my God. this is going to be my first drive in a Urus. My first drive in a Urus is going to be a full Novitec build, full exhaust on 24's Urus. So keep in mind, I'm being a little spoiled for my first drive of a Urus, so this is not going to be exactly a stock Urus. We're going to get a cold start right now. Hear the exhaust.
You can press A or B on that and turn on the exhaust. He already told you, but you weren't listening. It's okay.
I knew it.
That's why your girlfriend's here.
Let's actually see. Okay, so B is closed valves. A is open. We have the car for about an hour. Could have probably had it longer, but that's about how much time we have. So I'm pretty much gonna cruise around and just tell you guys my impressions of how it performs, how it would perform as a daily, because keep in mind, this is Lamborghini's SUV. And this is a twin turbo V8, not the V10 that you find in the Huracan, not the V12 you find in the Aventador. So it's definitely a package that was built more along the lines of a car that people were supposed to daily drive. You obviously have a bunch of back seat room, and the interior of this car is actually special because this is one of the very few cars that were ever built with red extended headliner, which is awesome since the exterior has a lot of red accents. I want to say this before I start this video. I've never been a massive fan of the Urus. I didn't dislike it. I'd still get excited when I saw one, but I never had any interest in buying one. But all of my friends in California are always ranting about how much they love the Urus. So this is for all my friends out in California. If you guys are watching, I hope it's as good as you guys make it out to be. Now, another thing before we start this video. He is the owner of both this car and Lusso. This is one of his personal cars, of many in his collection. A very, very nice guy. He has not even driven this car yet. So I am gonna be the first one driving this car. It is on suspension that's actually integrated to the stock modes. So because it's on 24s and it's already so low, I'm not even gonna mess with the modes. He said to just drive it in Strata. I'm gonna see if Sport drops the car at all. We'll test it out, but I don't want to mess. By no means, my goal is to not mess up this car. So let's get going, see how it goes. I'm gonna start mellow, just kind of the drivability, and then we'll get into performance aspects. We are in the Urus, rolling out of the parking lot.
Comment down below if you say Urus or Urus.
We've kind of come to the conclusion, like I'm gonna stick to saying Urus because I just like it. It just feels natural.
But with the accent, how
I think in Europe it's properly pronounced Urus. So where the cars, obviously if you're Italian, you're gonna say Urus, I'm sure. But I'm American, so I think in America it's Urus.
Okay, then why don't you say Porsche, not Porsche?
That's a good question. And guys, before we get into this, I just want to say a huge thank you to John and Josh at Lusso for this opportunity. I'll have their information linked down below. We might be in the mix of working on some stuff together. So with that being said, you're definitely going to want to follow to make sure we check it out.
Are you working on your car?
I don't know, maybe mine, maybe yours. One thing we have to note too is that this is not technically on stock suspension. Like I said, there is some sort of hydraulic lift system that works with the car, and we're on 24-inch wheels. So the ride quality, I would say, shouldn't be as good, but I don't actually know. I'm also driving with 0 direction, so it's gonna be me in the car. First thoughts on the interior are, well, the interior is amazing. I mean, we're in a Lamborghini SUV, so you're getting everything you'd get out of like the Huracan setup.
I think this is better.
But yeah, obviously in a more comfortable package. These seats feel awesome. The steering wheel's awesome. This kind of being the exact same car as like an RSQ8, I definitely get a lot of Audi vibes out of this thing. I really hope we don't run into any issues since I am the first person driving this. This thing sounds insane. I can already tell with the windows down, just driving around in low RPMs. Build quality in this car is amazing. The ride quality, even with the setup right now, it's not. I mean, I feel like right now I'm driving a normal SUV, an actual very comfortable SUV. You sit quite high up for this being a lowered car. Keep in mind we are on 24-inch wheels, so I don't know if the stock ride height is gonna be higher or lower than what it is now, just because we've lifted and dropped it. Here we go, here's the train track. Let's see. It wasn't bad, it was actually good. It ate the bumps up like nothing, even being on this different setup. So I'm gonna cruise around for a little bit, just get used to it, and then we're gonna put the windows down, listen to what the car sounds like, put it in a manual, make it a little more aggressive, and see how the Urus performs.
Urus.
This is the first time I've actually heard the car.
Oh, it's fast.
All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna go for my first pull in the Urus. The thing pulls for sure. One thing I'm noticing, I don't know if I'm doing the right things with the exhaust because it's not that loud. Keep in mind, this could just be because it is a V8 and I'm not working with the V10 or the V12, so I feel like I'm just expecting it to be like Huracan loud or Aventador loud, but it's...
For an SUV though.
For an SUV, it definitely makes good noises. And again, it could just be because I haven't gone into Corsa, but there are some pops and bangs and it does sound really, really good. I feel like my problem is my friends hype this car up so much, and I've heard a lot of people hype this car up. So I think I have really, really high high standards. So I'm gonna try to mentally drop my standards down a little bit. And also keep in mind that this is an SUV, and this is supposed to be a car, a Lamborghini that you can use every single day. And already just being in this car feels super nice. It drives super nice. It is quick, way quick for an SUV.
Not zippy though.
And statistically speaking, it is one of the quickest SUVs. This along with the RSQ8,
zippy.
the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio is a really, really quick SUV.
The Model Y.
Jordan really would like me to mention that her Model Y is quick as well. And of course, a Model X and a Model Y is going to be amongst the quickest SUVs.
That's right.
And I am a really big fan of sport SUVs. I love BMW's X6, X5M. I'm a huge fan of the X3M. I love Mercedes. So I'm a really, really big fan of sports SUVs. Super SUVs should we call them, since we are sitting here in a Urus, and I think this is the closest car you're going to get to a super SUV. And we also have Aston Martin's new SUV that's based on the Vantage. There's been talks that Ferrari is in the making of testing their SUV powertrain in the GT4 Lusso. Steering feel, we don't need that. Suspension, we definitely don't need that. I don't know what EGO is.
For your ego, like to
is that
drive
my ego
faster?
up? You think that's what that is? It does get a bit louder.
There's no more pop-ups.
When you move to Corsa, there's no pop-ups. Sport, you get your pop-ups. This thing does mob.
Get his reaction.
It's good.
Did you hear how loud it is?
As of right now, I understand this car. Quiet cabin, yet still sounds good, and it's just mean from the outside. I've spent a little more time. We did a little bit of cruising around. Cool thing about it being in sport, and the thing that I like about this car, is when you want power and you want it to be mean and fun, it does that. All you have to do is just kind of be a little more aggressive with the pedal, whereas even in sport mode, you're kind of just trotting along without the pedal to the metal. It's kind of just driving like a normal, comfortable, luxury SUV. And it's very spacious in here. I love the amount of room you have. I haven't even tried the back seats yet, so just kind of like not allowed. So we'll try that when we get back to Lusso. My guess with the exhaust, I'm guessing he still has his cats, full cats, I'm guessing, in this car. I'm gonna ask and see, but I'm sure if you were to either put in a sport cat system or even go catless in this car, it would literally sound obnoxious. But with that being said, I don't think that's what this car is made to sound like, right? And if it was me, I'm absurd, I would probably do that. And I'd probably do that with stock valves so I could still quiet the car down. But I think this car was meant to be, it is what it is, a Lamborghini daily driver. A Lamborghini you can drive every day. It's comfortable, it's fast, and the exhaust is still mean. It's grunty, it still has like a burble. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I don't know if I would spend the money on this. I think there's other cars that I would pick for the price range. I think I would even enjoy driving the new Velar SVR with the big, powerful SVR V8. I think I would probably even enjoy an X6M as much as this, if not more. And keep in mind, I would be giving up that supercar, exotic car interior, a little more luxury, but I just think the price of this car right now, and I think it's gonna change because the used market, I think, on these is eventually gonna drop quite low, that's my guess, and that's gonna be at a better price point. But I personally would choose a couple different cars for the price point of this. Now, I'm also sitting in a Novitec Urus, and we can't forget that. The looks of this are gonna be unparalleled anything else. From the outside, I think I'd rather just look at this car than drive it. And there's very few cars out there that I personally find that to be my choice. But literally, this car just looks so aggressive and so mean from the exterior. What he's done with the Novitec build and the red interior with the red wheels. I'm not really a fan of colored wheels, but on this, it just works.
Oh, it does.
Novitec's kind of supposed to be that over-the-top build with the wider fenders and everything, and I'm really, really enjoying it. We'll do a summary when we get back. I'm gonna drive it a little more. Filming poles on the inside of this car isn't that entertaining for you guys to see, as from the cockpit, it's not the loudest car in the world. And again, I could be doing something wrong. I don't know. I'll be honest, I expected it to be louder. Especially since it's being a Novitec exhaust, I expected it to be a little louder. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm not messing with all the modes because he told me not to, but I am in sport versus Strada, so it should be a little louder with some burbles. So we'll get back, we'll do a couple more shots, we'll test out the back seats, and I'll give you guys just a last summary piece to just wrap it up. Before I do the finishing piece, we cannot ignore there is a perfect filming location right here for a camera. That's important. So Lamborghini definitely did good on that. Here are my thoughts. A couple things I want to touch on before I end this video because this is important. Two things. One, brakes. Brakes in this car are good. Good thing about it is you're not getting like brakes like straight out of a Huracan. Like, their performance, and they grip and bite, but they don't bite immediately. They bite deeper. So it's kind of comfortable. You can drive it without just lodging your head forward on accident, or even if someone got in this car, I'm sure they'd be able to pick it up quite quick. 2, handling. I obviously didn't get much time to test the handling on this car, so I don't want to say too much on it, but I can tell you when you take turns, it's comfortable, it's sharp, it's precise, it's not what you're gonna get out of a Huracan, and I'm just comparing it to the Huracan because that's obviously this car's little brother, and I feel this car gets a lot more traits out of the Huracan than it does out of the Aventador, obviously. Handling's good. I would definitely have to drive this car in like a canyon. Obviously, we're riding on 24-inch wheels, so it's gonna obviously affect the handling a little bit, but I don't think people are buying the Urus to go rip around a canyon. I think you're buying a Urus because you can rip around a canyon, but I don't know how much time you're probably gonna spend doing that. I'm assuming if you're buying a Urus, you have another car. Unless you're Grayson, who wants to just get rid of his GT3 and buy a Urus because he's great. I don't know. But no, I really enjoy my time with this car. We gotta test out the back seats,
and I need to get a sexy Instagram picture.
Let's go. Ooh! First of all, the back of this is all red. Everything's red. The carpet's red. Everything's red.
I'm naked.
Holy! Babe, there's Lamborghini TVs back here. This is roomy, especially if you're sitting behind a short guy like myself.
Babe, can you angle the car this way to take an Instagram picture?
I think the highlight of this entire car for me is gonna be the looks. I think it looks amazing. I think it is exactly what it needs to be.
It's comfortable.
The reason I'm not that interested is I'm not looking for a comfortable SUV. If I was gonna get, to be honest with you, out of all those cars I named that I would get as a comfortable SUV, I wouldn't get any of them. What I would get is a Tesla. I get a Model X or a Model Y. I love Jay's car. It's pretty much a toy that you can use. It doesn't come along with any quirks. You're not looking for more noise. You're not looking, it's just easy, quick, and that's probably what I would do with my money. And if I had 250K, which is around the price, $250,000, around the price of like a well-spec Urus, I would buy a Model Y and an exotic car or a high-end sports car. Like, that's just me. But again, huge appreciation to John and Josh and Lusso Autospawn Design for letting me do this. John has a crazy car collection. I'm sure when I come back here, which I might, would be super weird, you guys will get to see more of his collection. A lot of those cars you guys saw in there were actually his personal cars, and he has some special ones hiding back, I'm assuming, at a warehouse or at his house. So we're gonna get some Instagram photos and then we're gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys are enjoying. Subscribe. Great. He brings me in another building, and they had to do me with an RSQ8, which I've never even seen, and then he had to bring back emotional feelings. Look how pretty. I miss my NSX. I have to admit, I do miss that car. I'm excited for what's coming, and like I said, I did part ways with it, but then every time I see one, I get a little sad. And that thing's getting, I think, a full PPF. That thing looks beautiful. Fun fact for you guys you didn't know, I was supposed to buy a silver NSX before I bought my Nouvelle. I found the Nouvelle right before I was about to fly out to Hawaii, buy the NSX. Love that color. Every time I see a silver NSX, I was like, it could have been me, but it wasn't, but it could have been. This is literally a Urus for a little bit more of a budget in Audi form, and I have yet to see one in person, and that looks so sick. Let me know down below if you guys would have this or the Urus. Personally, it's probably such a similar car. In my guess, I would probably just have the RSQ8 and not have to be bougie with the Lambo. But with that being said, I don't know. You guys let me know down below. Maybe I haven't driven one, so I don't know if it's different. We're gonna wrap this video here. I cannot say thank you enough to these wonderful people over there that I was just having a conversation with. I kept the owner off camera, but John is the man and has quite the collection, so expect some cool car content with maybe more of the cars in his collection, and expect some stuff with Lusso in the future. But with that being said, guys, subscribe. I will see you guys on Wednesday with a new video. We're gonna go get canes because we're in Vegas. We don't have any near us in LA, so peace.